People's Democratic Party campaign organization in Ondo State have accused Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa of plotting to compromise the upcoming governorship elections by employing a private security firm to rig the process. Aiyedatiwa, the governorship candidate for the All Progressive Congress, is set to compete against Ondo Ajayi of the PDP and 15 other candidates in the November 16th elections, and Ayo Fadaka, the spokesman for Ajayi's campaign organization, alleged on Wednesday that the government plans to use violence facilitated by mercenaries. He cited a recent meeting in Idonre where the security firm Global Olabod Resources claimed it was contracted to protect farmers and their properties. Fadaka claimed that the firm's manager, Debo Ario, stated that it had Governor Aiyedatiwa's endorsement to manage all security activities in the state. However, this claim was denied by Benga Alba, the senior special assistant to the governor on security matters, who stated that the company was only tasked with enumerating farmers. And in response, Governor Aiyedatiwa dismissed the allegations as baseless, accusing the PDP of attempting to tarnish the reputation and distract from his achievements. A statement from the APC spokesperson, Steve Olatoro, confirmed Aiyedatiwa's commitment to peace and security in Ondo State. Now, we are seeing Aiyedatiwa of Ondo being accused of hiring a security firm to rig the upcoming Guba elections by the PDP. The PDP is making these accusations, and but the security firm per se says that they are in charge of farmers' security and welfare. But the PDP is saying that why should they be contracted just before
the elections?
It's high suspicion.
Exactly, sir.
Of course, it's all the gimmicks. That's why we keep stressing the element of popular participation.
Exactly.
It means you're not popular. So, imposition. And Nigerians must understand this. This explains largely why, if you take a critical look at violent crimes, the reason is not just, and of course, there is a nexus. When you fail to get the leadership that is acceptable popularly by the people, it will lead to economic hardship.
Yeah.
So this attitude of clearly you are not popular, so you want to deploy extra means, extra force to assert yourself. Clearly you are responsible for the underdevelopment and the artificial poverty the people will suffer. And that's why we're saying the quality of life. Now you can see these kind of characters, you'll be tempted to say, what is the influence? Is there drug influence? In spite of intellectual background, you will be forced to think so. Because why must you see the public office as a means? Can't you, thank God, you know, some of us, our advocacy seem to be penetrating somehow. You see the recent resignation by the two top security chiefs.
Exactly.
I told people, I said, thank God, no matter even if people think what we are doing is not useful, they are listening.
Yeah.
That's a very...
They are listening.
I'm a little bit excited.
Yes, they are listening.
So that is exactly what we want to see more of, that kind of value. So that for once, the electors will understand that yes, it is not this person's right to do everything necessary to continue in power. Because once that happens, there is the perception, it suggests that you suffer illegitimacy. And when a government lacks the issue of legitimacy, it's catastrophic. It leads to a whole lot of antisocial activities, a whole lot of underdevelopment, because there is no way the people will find it difficult to support you. So in turn, they will also be doing everything to frustrate any effort you put forward, because from the beginning, you were never their choice.
Oh, sir, this calls to question also, because I think the NEC also gave 4 states, although unnamed, 4 states have been asked by the National Executive Council to hasten up in their recommendations concerning state police.
Yes.
And I know that one of the tricky the tricky sections of not accepting state police was because of the maluse, the abuse.
Let me quickly correct
by
that.
the governors.
Now we don't have the what we've had national police. Has it not been abused by governors? Where are the people that mobilize resources during the day? They are the governors. We are in River State here. The facts are before all of us. That impression is wrong. It's hasty.
Okay.
That is unfounded. If those who keep whipping up that thing is, for me, is very lame.
So the governors?
It's lame because currently they are not called state police. But in practical sense, we see the governors manipulate them, even to the extent of state INEC commissioners. So it is not a question that till the structure changes that the command leaves the IG as it present is right now. It's a matter of if we're people. That's why I keep supporting what the patriots submit to Tinubu, mainly at the verge of the 10 days protest, to say call for a constitutional assembly.
Yeah.
If that happens, these are part of what will be debated. Eventually, if you want to have a state police, it's a matter of law. You bring minds that can define clear and limitations. We have not. That's why we keep saying that. Rotimi, the Lord bless him, have said that the preamble got told a lie against itself. When the preamble say, "We the people of Nigeria." When they so, what can address the state police is that we the people needs to sit down and clearly define the powers of the state police, the limitations of the governors, the funding of the police, like it is done in other federal systems. Like it is state assembly that even prepare the funds for the state police. You have county police in this case, which you can call council police, which is the local government level. You have the councillors prepare the budget for the council police. Same with higher institutions can have their own police. So if you define it clearly, and in practice you find a governor trying to act beyond his powers, you spell out the consequences, whether impunity or not. Sorry, what do you call that thing that prevents them from criminal trial? Immunity. In fact, we are coming close to where we must do away with that even immunity clause, because we can see that the abuse is unforgivable. Because what gain do we stand to get? A governor realizes that because there is immunity, he goes ahead to do things that cost people's life. That unfortunately, of course, after he's expected to be prosecuted, but because they are all involved, like a merry-go-round, so the matter dies off. Relevant agencies will turn a blind eye, like they don't know that there was a prima facie case against certain governors when they were in power. So I don't really subscribe that it's because the state governors were abused. I maintain my argument that currently they are not called state police, but in practice, we see, that's why they hurriedly go to say, I support with so many cars, I give you this, I give you that. What is this police service commission, what is their job during national budget presentation? Don't the national budget provide adequate for to take care of police logistics? I keep reminding us of Tafawa Balogun with due respect to his memory. Yeah. They don't want to let him or passenger for whatever succeeded in prosecuting him. Exactly. During that his trial, but the charges were read to the extent that Tafawa Balogun consumed police money to the extent of monies to buy them stockings and singlets. So from the beginning, this is a part of aberration where you have state governors going to. It's not your duty. So because it will smack off the element of favoritism. To say, okay, anytime I call the CP, he will do my bidding. But in order to because to avoid that interference and favoritism and nepotism, the rules, the responsibilities are spelled out. You don't go beyond your powers. You don't come under the guise that, okay, because the police lack this. We will question what happens to the national budget. Exactly. So if we come to now you can see with that now people hide under the guise they want to, just like here, at the point they say local government election, somebody say sharing farm implements. Say it was for farm implements. When there was suspicion was like it was to defend himself against aggressors. So the same thing in Ondo State now. The man says, okay, he must have noticed that the people tend not to like me. Okay, let me hide under the guise of providing security for farmers. When actually it is to either make away with the ballot boxes and in collaboration with even the conventional agencies. So what we are arguing is that we've not seen INEC exercise much of its constitutional responsibilities. How do these people conduct their primaries? It's one of the key democratic institutions. INEC has been sleeping on its responsibility to that regard. Because if INEC has actually asserted authority, let me really evaluate how did these guys, we've seen situation where party primaries, you don't see delegates. incumbent governors manipulate the list when it should actually be a product from the people. Nobody knows them till 11th hour. They just appear at the venue, and all you hear is that the primary is done and dusted. You usually in other organized democracy, INEC will be able to give reports to say this was how they were funded, these are the conditions how they were screened, this was the challenge of certain delegates. You don't hear those kind of reports. It's very, very sad and disappointing. So what is all this? But election after election, we have very humongous amount budgeted for INEC to do what? To rather even aid in collaborating this manipulation of electioneering processes, when actually it is to evaluate the quality and quantity of aspirants and the processes that throw them up. We don't see those kind of reports.